The hip-hop world is buzzing as Eazy the Block has finally opened up about why he walked away from Remy Ma, revealing details that have left fans and insiders stunned. For years, speculation has surrounded their relationship, with rumors, partial accounts, and social media chatter fueling debate. Now, Eazy is speaking out directly, offering clarity on a story that has captivated audiences and sparked controversy. According to sources close to Eazy, his decision to leave was not impulsive was the result of a series of events, frustrations, and realizations that ultimately made continuing the relationship impossible. Friends say the truth he reveals goes far beyond the typical celebrity drama, touching on personal betrayals, conflicting priorities, and situations that challenged his trust and patience. The exposure is reportedly raw, candid, and unfiltered, giving fans a perspective they've never had before. The revelations are said to shine a light on aspects of Remy Ma's personality, career decisions, and private interactions that were previously unknown. Insiders suggest that Eazy's account could change public perception, forcing fans to reconsider what they thought they knew about the dynamics between them. This isn't just a story about a breakup, it's a window into the complexities of relationships under the spotlight, where fame, trust, and personal boundaries intersect in unpredictable ways. As Eazy the Block shares his side, the drama promises to challenge narratives, spark debate, and leave a lasting impact on both his and Remy Ma's public images. Fans are bracing for the full truth behind the headlines, and the revelations are already shaking the industry. The tension surrounding Eazy the Block and Remy Ma has been one of the most talked about topics in hip-hop circles. And now the truth behind his departure is coming to light. Sources close to Eazy reveal that his decision to leave was not a spur of a moment choice, but the culmination of a series of events that made the relationship untenable. According to insiders, Eazy reached a breaking point after repeated incidents that tested his patience, trust, and respect for the relationship. Friends close to him say that while many outsiders speculated about the reasons for the split, the reality was far more complex and personal than fans could imagine. Eazy reportedly struggled with private conflicts that spilled into public spaces, creating tension not only between him and Remy Ma, but also among friends, collaborators, and their broader circle. Sources say that misunderstandings, differences in priorities, and clashes over professional decisions contributed to a growing sense of dissatisfaction. These issues, though largely hidden from the public eye, created an environment where Eazy felt increasingly constrained, frustrated, and misunderstood. Friends emphasized that his decision was a combination of emotional and practical considerations, aiming to protect his well-being and maintain personal integrity. According to insiders, Eazy's frustration was amplified by conflicting expectations. While Remy Ma focused heavily on her career and public image, Eazy reportedly found himself navigating challenges behind the scenes that required patience and compromise. Friends note that over time, the imbalance in priorities created a strain that neither could fully reconcile, leaving Eazy to reassess whether continuing the relationship was sustainable. His decision to step away, while difficult, was framed as a necessary move for personal growth and clarity. Social media speculation surrounding their split has been relentless, with fans dissecting rumors, incomplete narratives, and occasional comments from either party. Eazy's account, according to sources, aims to provide a candid perspective that goes beyond hearsay and gossip. By sharing his experience, he hopes to clarify misunderstandings, address lingering questions, and provide insight into the realities of navigating a high-profile relationship under intense public scrutiny. Friends report that his willingness to speak openly demonstrates both courage and a commitment to transparency. Even at the risk of reigniting debate or scrutiny, the exposure reportedly includes details about interpersonal conflicts, differences in communication, and moments of personal disappointment that accumulated over time. Friends suggest that these revelations are not intended to attack Remy Ma, but rather to explain the rationale behind his departure, shedding light on experiences that fans have only glimpsed through rumors and fragmented accounts. The transparency is said to be part of Eazy's effort to assert control over the narrative, ensuring that his perspective is heard directly rather than being filtered through speculation. Insiders indicate that the decision to leave was compounded by situations that tested trust and loyalty. Friends close to Eazy note that repeated instances of miscommunication, conflicting expectations, and perceived betrayals created an environment where remaining in the relationship became emotionally unsustainable. The decision to walk away, according to sources, was a measure of self-preservation, allowing Eazy to maintain his integrity, emotional stability, and focus on personal goals. Professional dynamics also played a role in the strain. According to insiders, collaborations, public appearances, and career priorities sometimes clashed with personal commitments, creating friction that extended beyond private disagreements. Friends note that managing a relationship alongside a high-profile career requires constant negotiation, compromise, and emotional investment. And in this case, the cumulative challenges reached a point where Eazy felt stepping back was the healthiest option. Social circles surrounding the couple reportedly reacted in varied ways. Friends say some allies were supportive of Eazy's decision, recognizing the challenges and pressures he faced, while others were more cautious, concerned about potential fallout or public perception. The division highlights the complex nature of relationships within tight-knit networks, where personal decisions can have ripple effects on professional connections, alliances, and reputations, according to sources. Eazy has taken deliberate steps since the split to maintain boundaries and protect himself emotionally. Friends describe him as focusing on personal growth, professional pursuits, and strategic planning for the future. By emphasizing self-care and clarity, he aims to rebuild stability while minimizing unnecessary conflict or drama. The approach reflects a measured response to a high-pressure situation, demonstrating thoughtfulness and maturity in navigating both personal and public challenges. The revelations about his departure are said to challenge assumptions fans may have held. Friends report that many outsiders believe the split was purely professional or superficial, but Eazy's account highlights the depth of the challenges, the emotional labor involved, and the personal considerations that ultimately informed his choice. The transparency is expected to shift the narrative, providing a more nuanced understanding of the dynamics that led to the end of the relationship. Emotional impact has also been significant. Friends close to Eazy suggest that leaving Remy Ma was not a decision taken lightly. Feelings of disappointment, frustration, and personal reflection accompanied the choice, making it a period of intense introspection. According to insiders, Eazy's willingness to share his story is a step toward processing the experience, finding closure, and asserting agency over a narrative that had been dominated by speculation and rumor. Insiders emphasize that the timing of Eazy's disclosure is intentional. By speaking out now, he hopes to address lingering questions, clarify misconceptions, and provide a first-hand account before the narrative is further distorted by speculation. Friends note that the candidness of his revelation is a strategy to balance transparency with discretion, ensuring that the story is shared authentically without unnecessary escalation or sensationalism. According to sources close to him, one of the key challenges in the relationship was a consistent clash of priorities. Remy Ma's career demands public obligations, and personal commitments reportedly placed pressure on the dynamics of their connection. Friends indicate that Eazy often felt his own voice and needs were secondary to the demands of her professional life. Over time, this imbalance reportedly fostered frustration, misunderstandings, and a sense that the relationship was no longer mutually supportive. Sources suggest that repeated efforts to address these concerns privately did not resolve the tension, ultimately pushing Eazy toward a decision to step away for his own well-being. Insiders also point to the emotional toll of maintaining a relationship under public scrutiny. Being in the public eye, sources say, magnifies every conflict and exposes private issues to relentless speculation. Friends note that while Eazy valued the relationship, he found it increasingly difficult to navigate disagreements, personal boundaries, and private disappointments in an environment where fan commentary, media coverage, and social media scrutiny added constant pressure. The exposure highlights the unique challenges of dating within high-profile circles, where emotional labor and public perception collide. Another factor, according to sources, involved trust and communication. Friends close to Eazy indicate that repeated misunderstandings and unaddressed grievances contributed to the strain, leaving him to question whether the relationship could thrive long-term. The accumulation of unresolved conflicts reportedly made it increasingly difficult to maintain emotional stability, forcing Eazy to evaluate the sustainability of staying committed under such circumstances. His decision to leave, insiders say, was a measure of self-preservation, aimed at protecting both mental health and personal integrity. Professional obligations further complicated the situation. Sources note that career priorities, including touring, recording, and public appearances, sometimes created conflicts with personal expectations. Friends suggest that managing a high-profile relationship requires not only emotional investment, but also logistical coordination, compromise, and understanding, all of which were reportedly challenged during the course of the relationship. The tension between personal connection and professional demands ultimately factored into Eazy's decision, highlighting the intersection of love, ambition, and real-world pressures in high-profile partnerships. Social circles surrounding Eazy and Remy Ma reportedly had mixed reactions. Friends say that some allies expressed understanding and support, recognizing the difficulties he faced, while others remained concerned about potential fallout or public perception. This division underscores the broader social impact of the breakup, emphasizing how personal decisions can influence not only the individuals involved, but also their broader networks and professional relationships. The situation highlights the delicate balance of loyalty, reputation, and discretion in close-knit circles where personal and professional lines often intersect. Eazy's approach to processing the split has reportedly been deliberate and reflective. Friends indicate that he is focused on personal growth, establishing boundaries, and redirecting energy toward professional and personal goals. This approach, insiders note, reflects a commitment to stability and resilience, emphasizing thoughtfulness and emotional intelligence in navigating both the public and private consequences of the breakup. By taking measured steps, Eazy demonstrates how careful reflection and self-awareness are critical for recovery and moving forward after a high-profile relationship ends. The revelations about the breakup also challenge public assumptions. Fans may have believed that the split was simple or superficial, but insiders stress that the reasons were multi-layered, involving emotional, practical, and interpersonal considerations. Friends report that Eazy's willingness to share these details provides much-needed context, offering a nuanced understanding of the complexities involved in maintaining a relationship under intense scrutiny and pressure. By doing so, he reframes the narrative, shifting it from speculation to a personal account grounded in real experiences and emotions. Sources close to Eazy suggest that timing played a significant role in the disclosure. Friends indicate that he chose to speak out now to clarify misconceptions and provide insight, before narratives were further distorted by rumors or social media speculation. The calculated timing, they say, reflects a desire to maintain authenticity and control over the story, while also addressing lingering questions and concerns from fans and peers. By sharing his perspective in his own words, Eazy ensures that the narrative remains grounded in truth rather than conjecture. Emotional consequences have also been central to the story. Friends report that leaving Remy Ma was accompanied by reflection, disappointment, and personal growth. The split reportedly required confronting difficult emotions and reevaluating personal priorities, highlighting the complexity of ending a high-profile relationship. Sources suggest that Eazy's transparency is part of a larger effort to process the experience, find closure, and assert agency over a narrative that had been dominated by speculation and incomplete accounts. Professional ramifications remain an ongoing concern. Friends indicate that the split and subsequent revelations have implications for collaborations, public appearances, and long-term relationships within the industry. Every decision from social media engagement to professional partnerships is being carefully considered to minimize conflict and preserve credibility. Insiders note that managing both personal and professional repercussions simultaneously requires strategic planning, emotional resilience, and strong support from trusted allies. The exposure also sheds light on broader themes within the music industry and high-profile relationships. Friends suggest that the story exemplifies the challenges of balancing personal connections with career demands, public scrutiny, and social dynamics. Trust, communication, and mutual respect emerge as central pillars. And when these are compromised or strained, the consequences can be profound. Eazy's account underscores the need for self-awareness, careful navigation of relationships, and the courage to make difficult decisions in order to protect well-being. As Part 2 concludes, it is clear that Eazy the Block's decision to leave Remy Ma was influenced by a combination of emotional, professional, and personal factors. Sources emphasize that the narrative is far more complex than public perception suggested, involving layers of interpersonal conflict, career pressures, and social scrutiny. Friends report that his candid account provides insight not only into the relationship itself, but also into the broader realities of maintaining connections in high-pressure, high-visibility environments. Ultimately, this part highlights the challenges Eazy faced, the deliberation behind his choice, and the efforts he made to navigate the aftermath with integrity and self-respect. Fans and insiders alike are gaining a deeper understanding of the circumstances, setting the stage for Part 3, where the full impact of his departure and the reactions from both Remy Ma and the broader community. Professional pressures have further shaped Eazy's approach. Sources note that balancing a high-profile career with personal life creates unique challenges, and the breakup highlighted the difficulties of maintaining equilibrium. Friends emphasize that Eazy's decision to step back was informed not only by emotional needs but also by the demands of his career. By prioritizing stability and focus, he seeks to maintain momentum in his professional life while minimizing distractions caused by unresolved personal issues. The revelations about the split also shed light on the dynamics of trust and communication in high-pressure relationships. Friends report that miscommunication and unmet expectations were recurring issues, which combined with public scrutiny made it increasingly difficult to sustain the relationship. The decision to leave, insiders suggest, was not about assigning blame, but about acknowledging the reality of the situation and taking steps to protect both emotional well-being and personal integrity. Social response has been a significant factor in the ongoing conversation. Fans, industry peers, and media outlets continue to dissect the breakup, generating commentary, speculation, and debate. Friends indicate that Eazy's transparent approach has helped to shift the narrative, allowing audiences to understand the situation from his perspective rather than relying solely on rumor. By addressing the reasons for his departure candidly, he has reclaimed part of the narrative, demonstrating the importance of voice and agency in shaping public understanding. Friends close to Eazy report that the experience has also reinforced the importance of self-care and boundaries. Maintaining emotional health, particularly in the context of public attention and professional demands, has become a priority. Sources suggest that his deliberate focus on personal stability, reflection, and measured responses reflects a commitment to navigating challenges thoughtfully, ensuring that decisions are guided by both wisdom and self-respect. The broader implications of the breakup extend beyond the personal sphere. Friends note that the dynamics observed in Eazy's experience offer lessons about high-profile relationships in general, emphasizing that fame and visibility amplify both successes and conflicts. Navigating these relationships requires constant attention to communication, mutual respect, and understanding of each partner's personal and professional priorities. Eazy's transparency provides insight into the realities faced by individuals operating under the scrutiny of fans, media, and social networks, highlighting the challenges of maintaining balance and integrity. Insiders also point out that the reactions from Remy Ma and her circle are integral to the ongoing narrative. Friends report that while some responses have been measured, others have contributed to public discussion, intensifying scrutiny and debate. Eazy's approach, according to sources, has been to maintain dignity, avoid unnecessary confrontation, and focus on moving forward while addressing lingering questions through thoughtful communication. This strategy, insiders suggest, underscores the importance of measured action in preserving both personal credibility and public perception. The cumulative effect of these factors: emotional processing, professional priorities, public perception, and social dynamics has shaped Eazy's current position. Friends indicate that he has emerged from the initial turmoil with a clearer understanding of his own needs, values, and boundaries. The transparency provided by his revelations is part of a broader effort to assert control over the narrative, clarify misconceptions, and provide context for fans and observers. By doing so, he demonstrates both maturity and strategic thinking, reinforcing the significance of integrity and personal agency in high-profile circumstances. Looking ahead, sources suggest that the focus for Eazy will remain on personal growth, career development, and maintaining stability in the wake of the split. Friends report that while the breakup remains a topic of discussion, he is committed to using the experience as a learning opportunity, building resilience, and approaching future relationships and professional endeavors with greater clarity and perspective. This measured approach highlights the importance of reflection, adaptability, and foresight in navigating both personal and public challenges. Part 3 also emphasizes the broader lessons from the situation. Friends and insiders stress that high-profile relationships are inherently complex, with personal, professional, and social factors all contributing to outcomes. Maintaining balance requires self-awareness, trust, and effective communication, along with the ability to make difficult decisions when circumstances demand it. Eazy's candid account serves as a case study in navigating these challenges, offering insight into the realities behind public perception and media speculation. As Part 3 concludes, the narrative of Eazy the Block's departure from Remy Ma illustrates the intersection of personal choice, professional priorities, and public scrutiny. Sources emphasize that his decision was grounded in self-preservation, clarity, and the pursuit of emotional and professional stability. Friends note that his approach, reflective, strategic, and candid, demonstrates the importance of maintaining integrity and agency in high-stakes situations, providing a framework for understanding the complexities of relationships under the public eye. Ultimately, this part reinforces that the story is not simply about a breakup, but about navigating the multifaceted pressures of a high-profile life. Eazy's transparency and measured response highlight the importance of thoughtful decision-making, self-awareness, and resilience, offering valuable lessons for fans, peers, and anyone navigating complex relationships under scrutiny. The narrative concludes with the understanding that personal integrity, reflection, and strategic communication are essential for managing both emotional and professional consequences in a world where privacy is limited and public perception carries. Wait, the story of Eazy the Block leaving Remy Ma is more than just a high-profile breakup's a lesson in navigating relationships under intense public scrutiny, balancing personal integrity and prioritizing emotional and professional well-being when emotions, career demands, and public perception intersect. Even the strongest connections can face challenges that test patience, communication, and trust. Eazy's candid revelations provide clarity, showing that sometimes stepping away is not about failure but about self-preservation and growth.